You just launched like this killer new product. You've, poured your heart and soul into this email campaign, hit send, and crickets.
Oh, no.
Turns out like half my email list was bogus. And I'm talking not just typos, but straight up fake addresses. Cost me thousands potentially.
No. Yeah.
Let's just say I learned about clean email lists the hard way.
Yeah, that's a painful lesson, and sadly, it's way more common than people think.
Right, right. So to help you avoid ending up in that same boat, we're doing a deep dive into Bouncer,
Okay.
which is this email verification platform that promises to keep your sender reputation, squeaky clean. We've got articles, user reviews, even some intel straight from Bouncer.
Yeah, that sender reputation is like everything. It's not just about avoiding a few bounces here and there. It really impacts how well your whole campaign performs, your open rates, click-throughs, all of it.
It's like the difference between like your email getting a front row seat in someone's inbox or ending up, lost in the spam folder,
Right.
like forever.
Exactly. And what makes this deep dive super interesting is that Bouncer says they go way beyond just basic verification. They're not just looking for typos. They're analyzing your list for potential spam traps, invalid addresses, and even those kind of risky emails that could get you flagged.
Oh, wow.
They're all about protecting that sender score.
Okay, so they're like playing defense against the bad guys, but what about the actual features? What makes Bouncer different?
So they've got all the bells and whistles you'd want from a top-tier email verifier. Bulk verification, which is like essential for big lists, a real-time API, and get this, toxicity checks.
Toxicity checks. What is that?
It is exactly what it sounds like. Bouncer says it can actually analyze the content of emails to flag anything that screams like spam. It's an extra layer of protection for your sender reputation. Not every email verifier does that.
Okay, so Winston the Gorilla is starting to make more sense now. They've got him like, wrestling spam in their marketing, right?
Right. And, a fun mascot. Maybe it doesn't seem important, but it does speak to how Bouncer's trying to make a complicated topic more approachable. But beyond just the branding, that real-time API is a game changer. We're talking about integrating Bouncer right into your sign-up forms. No more manually importing and exporting lists.
So no more spreadsheet nightmares.
Exactly.
Okay, sign me up. But seriously, how user-friendly is this integration?
Yeah, Bouncer's all about that seamless integration. They say it's like as easy as copy and paste, even if you're not, a coding whiz.
Music to my ears. Okay, but let's be real. No software is perfect, right? Even with that integration and the spam-fighting gorilla, there are always trade-offs. So we went deep into real user reviews like G2, Capterra, Trustpilot to see what Bouncer users are actually saying. And good news, the praise is like overwhelming.
It's wild, right? It's not just one or two positive reviews. People consistently say how easy Bouncer is to use, even with huge email lists.
Yeah, and that 99.5% accuracy rate.
Yeah.
Users back that up. They're seeing way fewer bounces after using Bouncer.
Which is huge. Think about it. If even a small percentage of your emails are going to, dead addresses, you're wasting money and potentially hurting your sender reputation.
Exactly. And that's hard to come back from. But okay, let's not sugarcoat things. Even with all the good reviews, a few concerns did come up.
Right, and it's good to be thorough, even with a service as highly rated as Bouncer.
For sure. The big one seems to be the pricing. Some users, especially smaller businesses, found it, well, kind of a lot.
Yeah, totally. Especially, when you're just starting out and every dollar, really matters. So did those reviews mention, any workarounds for smaller businesses?
Yeah, some people said to start with a smaller plan and scale up as your list grows, because Bouncer does have those tiered prices based on how many emails you need to verify. Others said to check out alternatives, like we talked about Mailgun before. Right, those alternatives could be a better fit depending on your needs and what you can spend.
For sure. It's about finding the right balance. And a service like Bouncer is an investment, but as we've seen, the payoff can be huge. Better deliverability, more engagement, a better sender reputation. That's worth a lot.
Yeah, got to spend money to make money, right?
Right. Sometimes. But it's about being smart,
Now, before we wrap up, I have to go back to something that really struck me about Bouncer. We talked about all the features, the accuracy, pricing, but their About Us page really focused on the human side of things.
Mm-hmm.
It got me thinking, how does verifying emails, which seems, kind of technical, actually make those human connections stronger?
It's such a good point. It's easy to get lost in the tech stuff and forget that email marketing is about talking to real people. When you make sure your emails go to real addresses, you're showing respect for your subscribers, for their time.
Yeah, it's not just blasting out in the void.
Yeah.
You actually want to connect.
Exactly. When you email someone who actually wants to hear from you, they're way more likely to open it, read it, and you build that trust. And that leads to like real connections.
It's about the people, not just the numbers.
100%.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive on Bouncer, remember, a clean email list isn't just about dodging spam filters. It's about making sure your message reaches the people who actually care.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Using tech to create a better experience for everyone.
Love it. Something to think about.